Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Liberal Breakdown. Let's talk about real leadership. We've had enough of billionaire tech moguls and political games. Let's talk about someone who actually knows how to fight for the people. Senator Cory Booker just made history, folks, with a 25-hour speech in the Senate. That's right, 25 hours. And no, it wasn't just some filibuster for show. This was a passionate stand against policies that are hurting everyday Americans. So, what was this marathon speech all about? Well, Cory Booker used his record-breaking address to call out the Trump administration on everything from their cruel immigration policies to their corporate-friendly agenda. And honestly, it was a call for accountability in a time when we desperately need it. Booker's speech wasn't just about talking for the sake of talking. Oh no, he didn't just break the Senate record for talking. He used his platform to deliver a message that matters.
I just feel that Trump mocks us. What does his Liberation Day mean to the people that are shackled to debt, from medical debt, that are shackled with student debt, that can't afford the rising costs of groceries? What's his liberation mean to people who are chained by fear right now, waiting with bated breath to see if the Medicaid programs they rely on are going to be cut? What does his liberation mean to people who are literally in jails right now because they were disappeared from our streets? What does his liberation mean to people who can't afford homes because of his tariffs, who dreamed of a new car, but that's going to go up as well?
While some Republicans are out here pushing tax cuts for the rich and stripping healthcare away from millions, Booker was lifting up the voices of those who are struggling under these policies. And let me tell you, this wasn't just about policy, it was about history. Cory Booker made sure to honor the civil rights leaders who fought for equality and justice like John Lewis. He even read letters from everyday Americans who are feeling the impact of the current administration, because that's what real leadership looks like, listening to the people and standing up for them, even when it's tough. In case you missed it, Cory Booker wasn't just talking about the policies themselves, he was calling out the lack of accountability in our government. And let's be real, that's exactly what we need. A government that works for the people, not for billionaires or special interest groups. Booker showed what true courage looks like by standing for our values, not the corporate agenda. Now let's be clear, this wasn't some stunt. This wasn't just about breaking a record for the sake of it. Cory Booker has been a voice for the voiceless in Washington for years, and with this 25-hour speech, he showed the world that he's willing to do whatever it takes to fight for justice and equality. I mean, seriously, can we talk about the impact of this? While billionaires like Elon Musk are trying to buy elections and sway public opinion, Cory Booker is showing that true leadership comes from within, from listening to the people, and from a place of genuine concern. The man gave up 25 hours of his life to stand up for what's right. Now, that's what I call a real public servant. And while some people might try to brush this off as a political move, we know better. Cory Booker is a politician with a purpose. He's got a vision for a better, more inclusive America, a vision that includes healthcare for all, an economy that works for everyone, and a democracy that's truly by the people and for the people. No more backroom deals or corporate handouts, just real change. So, while the right may be too busy getting cozy with their billionaire buddies and passing laws that help the rich get richer, Cory Booker is out here fighting for us. A 25-hour speech is just the beginning. He's out here reminding us that we have the power to make change. And trust me, if we keep standing together, we will make that change. Remember, folks, this is just one man, but when we come together, we can do anything.
As you know, the Prime Minister, Carney, he warned that the old U.S. relationship that Canada had with the U.S. is over, stating, quote, the U.S. is no longer a reliable partner. I wonder, what does that mean exactly? How will the trading relationship change between the U.S. and Canada, but also the defense partnership?
Well, we didn't launch a trade war against the U.S. The U.S. Decided to put 25% tariffs against all our products in their first executive order. Then went after us by putting 25% tariffs on our steel and aluminum. Then went after us putting 25% on our auto sector. And now we're looking at potentially being vulnerable to reciprocal tariffs. Meanwhile, we wanted to make sure that we were sending a clear message that we were retaliating. And at this point, we've put $60 billion worth of tariffs against products in Canada. And also we have $100 billion more of potential counter tariffs against the US. So on American products in Canada. Canada is the biggest client of the US.
So, Canada's foreign minister, Melanie Joly, went on CNN and basically said, yeah, we're done playing nice. Canada is rolling up its flannel sleeves and getting ready to hit back. And can we just take a second to appreciate how wild this is? Canada, the country that apologizes when you bump into them, is out here ready to throw hands over tariffs. That's how bad Trump's policies are. Oh, but it gets better. Canada is slapping back with $155 billion worth of counter tariffs. That's not just a clapback, that's a full-on economic roundhouse kick. And guess what? They're targeting U.S. goods on purpose, things that Americans actually need and buy daily. Translation: Trump's little America First stunt is about to make your groceries, your appliances, and basically everything you import a whole lot more expensive. And then we have the chef's kiss moment. Canada has launched a billboard campaign in 12 U.S. states to educate Americans about how tariffs are a tax on their wallets. I mean, imagine. Canada has to explain basic economics to the American public because their own government won't. And you just know those billboards are going to get some Trump supporters reading them like, wait, tariffs make things more expensive? But I thought it was about winning? Even Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney is out here flexing, saying, yeah, if you push us, we push back. And honestly, good for them. Why should they just sit back and take the hit while Trump plays election year trade wars? This is a masterclass in why you don't pick fights with your closest allies. But of course, Trump's all about that America versus the world energy. Who needs allies when you have tax cuts for billionaires and Fox News hype, right?
The federal judge is dismissing corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Adams was accused of engaging in a quid pro quo with the Trump administration to drop the charges in exchange for cooperation on immigration enforcement. Let's get right to Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky on this one. So, Aaron, is there a chance this case could come back? It could be brought up again?
No,
or is this done?
And that's what the Justice Department had wanted. They wanted the case dropped to free the mayor to help carry out President Trump's immigration priorities, but they wanted the case dismissed in such a way that it could be revived. And the judge just said that was unprecedented and breathtaking, and in effect could leave this unavoidable perception, in his words, that the mayor's freedom depends on his ability to carry out the immigration enforcement priorities of the administration. And that he might be more beholden, the judge said, to the demands of the federal government than to the wishes of his own constituents. The judge said he just wasn't going to go along. So he did dismiss the case, but he did so in a way that it cannot be brought back.
So Eric Adams, the mayor who somehow managed to dodge corruption charges faster than he dodges questions about New York's budget. That's right, a federal judge has just dismissed the case against Mayor Adams, and the way this all played out? Oh, it's something straight out of a political drama. Adams was facing some, let's say, questionable charges. Bribery, wire fraud, the whole giving foreign businessmen special favors starter pack. But suddenly, the Trump-era Department of Justice decides, you know what? Let's just drop this case. No big deal. And not just drop it, dismiss it with prejudice, meaning they can never bring it back. Talk about getting the VIP treatment. Now, here's where it gets messy. The judge in this case, Dale Ho, straight up said the Department of Justice reasoning was unsubstantiated. He basically called them out for trying to play legal gymnastics. He even suggested that this was all part of a political game, hinting that Adams might have gotten a little, let's call it extra incentive to align himself with Trump's policies. You know, just your typical drop the charges and maybe we'll be friends kind of deal. And wouldn't you know it, right after this case gets dismissed, Adams starts talking tough on immigration, something that just so happens to be a key issue for Trump's re-election campaign. Coincidence? Maybe. But let's be real. This whole thing smells fishier than the East River. Oh, and did I mention that several federal prosecutors resigned instead of going along with this? Yeah, when actual career prosecutors would rather quit than sign off on this. That tells you everything you need to know. They saw the writing on the wall and said, nope, not going to be part of this circus.
And the judge, importantly, in his opinion, said he was making no determination about the mayor's guilt or innocence on the corruption charges. And the whole idea was that the mayor was taking money improperly in exchange for official favors, most notably helping the Turkish government open up a new consulate here in Manhattan, even though the fire department had building code concerns at the time. That was one of the main allegations. So the judge said he wasn't weighing the facts, he wasn't determining the mayor's guilt or innocence, but the case is going away because, as the judge said, he really has no power to force the government to prosecute.
So the mayor denied those charges. The judges didn't weigh in on that part of it, just dismissed the charges as the DOJ's requesting.
dismiss them as the DOJ is requesting, but not quite in the way that the Justice Department was requesting, because they wanted the carrot and stick, right?
Yeah.
They wanted the mayor to carry out the administration's immigration enforcement policies, but they wanted the case dismissed in a way that, the charges could come back if he didn't do it.
So what does this all mean? Well, if you're a politician and you're looking for a get-out-of-jail-free card, apparently all you have to do is make yourself useful to the right people. And if you're an average citizen, well, good luck trying to get out of a parking ticket. The system works great for the people it's designed to protect. But hey, what do you guys think? Is this just political maneuvering at its finest? Or is there something even deeper at play here? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns of political madness. See you next time.